You told yourself you would leave, maybe 100 times. You packed your bags, zipped the suitcase shut, blocked their number, and swore to your closest friend that this time was actually it. And then you went back. The moment you walked back through that door, the guilt crashed over you. You hated yourself for caving. People on the outside watch this happen and draw their own conclusions. They assume returning to a toxic relationship is a symptom of low self-esteem or a lack of willpower. But going back is a physiological response. What is happening inside your brain is the same mechanism seen in hardcore chemical addiction. We call this condition a trauma bond. The term was first coined in the 1990s by psychologist Dr. Patrick Carnes. Carnes was studying cult survivors and hostages. He observed people like these freed hostages exiting the plane who had been imprisoned, abused, and threatened, yet felt intense loyalty toward the people holding them captive. Psychologists at the time were baffled. It seemed impossible for a human being to actively bond with the person causing them pain and threatening their safety. The answer to this paradox is biological. Your brain is running on ancient evolutionary chemistry, designed to keep you alive by attaching you to whatever source eventually provides relief. This chemical cycle operates in 4 stages. Stage 1 is tension building. You can feel the air change in the room. Your foot starts tapping. You walk on eggshells, monitor their mood, and suppress your own needs to keep the peace. Your body responds to this constant threat by pumping out cortisol, your primary stress hormone. Over time, your nervous system adopts this elevated state as its new baseline. Then comes stage 2, the incident. It might be sudden rage, a sharp criticism, or cold emotional withdrawal. The specific form of the abuse matters less than the explosion itself. What happens next is deeply counterintuitive. Part of you feels a sense of relief. The agonizing wait for the shoe to drop is finally over. This release of tension clears the physiological slate. Your defenses drop, allowing the bond to be forged in the next phase. Stage 3 is reconciliation. The abuser returns to being affectionate and apologetic. The person you fell for returns, holding you and promising things will be different. This graph maps your emotional state and dopamine release. During the incident, your state dips sharply into the negative, but when they apologize, your brain fuses the pain with the new release, producing a vertical spike of dopamine far stronger than normal. This second line shows a healthy dynamic. Consistent affection produces a gentle, rolling wave of dopamine. It pales in comparison to the extreme euphoria of the trauma spike. Right at that peak, a second chemical floods in, oxytocin. This is the bonding hormone, and it releases during moments of intense emotional vulnerability. Your nervous system misinterprets this flood of dopamine and oxytocin as profound love. You are now chemically attached to this person through pain. This brings you to stage 4, calm. For a short window, everything feels fixed. You breathe easy, you recommit, and you believe the worst is behind you. But this calm is an illusion. Slowly, the apologies wear off, the tension starts building again, and the loop repeats. Over years, living in this loop takes a heavy toll. You make excuses for their behavior. You stop talking to friends. The hobbies and passions that made up your identity quietly fade away. You even find yourself feeling more anxiety during the good times than the bad, because your nervous system is bracing for the inevitable drop. You are living inside an invisible prison. You are no longer in love with a partner. You are addicted to the spinning wheel of the cycle itself. Breaking a trauma bond is a grueling physiological withdrawal. Cortisol, your stress hormone, stays chronically elevated in abusive relationships. Over time, your body adapts to this as its baseline. When you leave, cortisol drops, but instead of feeling relief, you feel emptiness. That desperate urge to call them is a chemical craving. Your body is demanding a fix to stop the withdrawal pains. No contact is a medical detox. Your nervous system cannot heal from a substance it keeps consuming. You have to rebuild your baseline. Through trauma-informed therapy, journaling, and safe environments, you can teach your brain that calm is not emptiness. Then you have to face the hardest step. You must grieve the person they became during those reconciliation phases. That version of them was an illusion, but the loss you feel is real, and deserves to be mourned. If you are in this right now, know that you are not naive. You are human. Your brain responded exactly the way evolution designed it to handle unpredictable rewards. Your capacity to stay, to hope, and to show empathy are extraordinary qualities. They were simply exploited. Understanding this biology provides the clarity required to break the bond and reclaim